Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make our coffee bar look presentable for autumn. So very first thing, I want to thank everyone for all of their support over the past few months with everything that Jim and I were going through, and we have come through and it's been just a success. The channel is growing so much. I want to welcome all of you new family members to the Henson family here on YouTube. I just wish I could come and hug each one of you where you are. Unless, of course, you're the kind of person who says, stay out of my personal space, and then I'll just give you a virtual hug. So anyway, the very first thing we're going to do, like you always want to do, is you want to start with a clean slate. If you have any kind of mobility issues or limitations, you can always try to do whatever you can from the seated position. Obviously, if you have help, always try to utilize that help as well. So what we're going to do, and this is my very favorite cleaner, it's like my all multi-purpose cleaner from the Dollar Tree. It's basically window cleaner, but because it's got an ammonia base, it's really good at degreasing. I love the fact that it's no drip. And the big secret I have is to just spray it and let it sit for like at least 30 to 60 seconds. You want to let it penetrate into that dirt and grease, and all you have to do is really just wipe it down. Just use paper towels. No need to rinse it. It basically evaporates and you're all good. If you're going to put it on like an eating surface or eating utensil, I would go ahead and wipe it down when I was done. But for the counter, as far as the counter is concerned, I'm not worried about it. Okay. Now, I would like to take this opportunity. No, I'm just kidding. Take the opportunity now to clean off your coffee pot, your Keurig, your espresso machine, whatever you have. Just give it a good wipe down. I have just recently cleaned the insides. Unfortunately, I didn't share that with you, but so I'm just going to wipe down all of the backsplash, splash up, overflow, whatever happens. Every once in a while it gets clogged and you get a little overflow. Every once in a while you forget you press the button and you press it again. And you overflow your coffee. So we're just going to take the opportunity to clean off the stand, underneath the stand, and all the things. Now, in this video, or during this process, which is not on this video, Jim and I also took the opportunity to go through expired products to go ahead and get rid of anything that we weren't using that was old. It's just a good time. We do our coffee bar 4 times a year, pretty much every season, and we want to make sure we take the opportunity at those times to check to see if things are expired or so on. Now, if you've been around before, you know I open up hot cocoa packets and I put them into apothecary jars and we scoop them out. I've done the measurements and everything. It's actually one of the very first videos I did on my channel. But I will tell you that what we didn't do, and I have done in the future, or I will do in the future and have done since, is write the expiration dates on the jar of when the packets would have expired from the company. So it was about time for them to go in the garbage. We were opening, I have this pumpkin, this glass pumpkin. It is from Anchor Hocking. You can buy it at this time of the year, usually at Walmart, but this one was actually from Dunkin' Donuts. It was a promotion with Munchkins. I don't know, my mother was still alive and she died in 1991, so I've had it for a few years. But I absolutely adore it. It's just one of my favorite things. And I like to put my K-Cups in there, especially the pumpkin spice ones. So I bought these pumpkin spice K-Cups from TJ Maxx. As you can know, these ones are pumpkin pie. And what I didn't realize is they are the coffee, sort of like the little basket. No, what are they called? The little tiny, they look like just a filter. But you're supposed to be able to use them in your Keurig, the regular Keurig as well. So I left them in the foil bag, but I opened it, closed it up, and made it easier for Jim to just take the lid off, open the metal bag if he wants one, and then reach in there without having to take the whole bag out. But then I took the rest of the pumpkin spice, the other box that we bought from TJ Maxx, and I took the rest of them and I just lined them around the front of the pumpkin so that they would show up and everybody could see what kind of flavors they are. I like the pumpkin for that. You can kind of fit everything in there and you can take a look and see what you got, which is really, really sweet. Now I have these two jars. The short one is from the Dollar Tree, and the big one was from Five Below. It's the exact same jar, just taller. At Five Below at Christmas time, they came with like peppermint sticks and gumballs in them. Um, so if you live by a Five Below, check out. They might have them again this year, but they're just so nice to have the two different size jars that match, and they do have like that faux label. This is the jar that has that faux label. But what we keep in there is our the tall one has sugar, the short one has Splenda. Um, and what Jimmy's been doing is been using honey. But what I did notice when I took his honey off of the other coffee bar tray, it was leaving like a little sticky ring. So what I did was I had him get a little tiny white dish that I have under that I have that goes with a little tiny creamer. And I put it under there just to keep the basically to keep the stickiness from being all over my new tray. Now, this new tray is from Walmart. I just hauled it recently in a Walmart. Actually, you won't see that till tomorrow afternoon. I just realized that was silly of me. Sorry. I did a Walmart grocery pickup, but I also did a Walmart order pickup in the store kind of thing, site to store pickup. And I got this really great tray. It's sort of a gray wash. It's from Better Homes and Gardens. It was $14.22, which is a little much more than I'd rather spend, but I basically needed this perfect size. And I am having a blonde moment right here because I actually bought this tray because it was shorter and could go front to back as opposed to side next to my coffee station because I wanted to put basically I wanted to do something different. So I bought a tray that I could make turn sideways, and I forgot to lay the stuff in there like I was turning it sideways. But you'll see me fix that in a minute. But in the back, I have $3 Tree bottles. We're going to put chalkboard labels on them. The chalkboard labels are from Walmart. I picked up quite a few years ago. They're in sort of the arts and crafts where they keep all their chalkboard stuff. They had the chalkboard labels. And you guys have seen these. They're all over my spices. I have videos on organization and hacks on my channel if you want to check out my organized, what do I call it? My non-minimalist organized kitchen tour. And I could show you my spice drawer. It's just the most, I don't know, I'm in love with it. But anyway, what I've decided to do is put one sticker on each bottle just to label with what they have in them. Now, these stickers are supposed to be removable and replaceable. And I just stuck them on there because I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to lay the bottles. So I moved the first one back over again and it moved fine. And when I went to go move the second one, it was really stuck on there really hard. And I was like, well, that's weird. That's not supposed to happen. So if you're going to get these, just I would be mindful of where you put the labels the first time, even though they say repositionable. That second one did get stuck and I just left it. So this first one is Torani sugar-free vanilla syrup. Jim likes tea in the morning. Mom likes tea once every 6 months. And I'm pretty much drink 2 cups of coffee a day. So the syrups are for me and for my company. So they're all sugar-free. I found the Torani at Walmart for about $3, $3 or $4. But for the same price, I found huge bottles of skinny syrups, they're called. One is maple bourbon pecan. It smells amazing. I said to Jim, I'm like, I want to pour this on my pancakes, never mind in my coffee. And the other one is caramel pecan. And I wasn't sure how the color was going to go, so how I was going to set them up on my tray was going to depend on how the color went and stuff like that. But you can just leave your syrups in your bottles if you want to. I like this sort of presentation. Now, if you see me not use a funnel, you can try it at home, but don't try this at home kind of thing because I am a professional. But in all fairness, when I worked at the group home, the second group home I worked at, I spent every Monday night switching, like marrying shampoo and soap and all of these things, filling up hand soap dispensers and stuff. And I am gotten really good at it. I mean, I don't need a funnel. I say that as I actually spilled a little bit of the last one that I'm going to do, but my husband distracted me. That's really all it's about. So really, you can use a funnel if you want to, or you can leave them in the original bottles as well. Now the bottles are kind of pretty. If you peeled off their original label and just wanted to put a nice chalkboard label on them or a nice printable label on there, that would be cute as well. The Dollar Tree does have other bottles, but these are my favorite because they do seal really well and they keep this syrup really fresh. This is not the first time I've used them with syrup before. All right. So now just deciding how I want to line them up. I'm thinking I wanted the dark ones on the dark ones on the end, but I didn't realize that this other pecan syrup is not dark. I don't know why I didn't realize that. I just didn't. Now the two ones that I got from TJ Maxx, the skinny syrups, were $3.99, which I think is about what I paid for the bottle from Walmart that was about half the size. So I highly recommend check out TJ Maxx just because they do have expensive food. It may not be as expensive as you think. All right. Now the other things that we're going to do is we're going to put together the two-tier tray that we bought at Pier 1 Import. So if you watched, I believe it was on Super Saver Saturday, we showed the Pier 1 haul, and it was the only thing they ended up finding there on clearance for $20. But again, I was saying I couldn't make one as nice for $20, honestly. To make one that was that heavy duty, this one is really heavy duty. To make one that is that heavy duty, I would have had to use giant cake pans, and they would have cost way more than, like, you can't get them at the Dollar Tree kind of thing. Now, they are white enameled with the black edges and a couple of black chips in them, which are really cute, and they have little ball feet on them. But what I wanted to test out, this was the first time I was using it, what I wanted to test out was its strength. So what I'm going to end up putting on it is some heavy duty stuff and carrying it. And I wanted to let you know that it is very sturdy. The handle held 4 giant coffee mugs, a tiny apothecary jar, some pumpkins, picture frames, mason jar with some straws in it, and it had a sign, and it held it fine. Okay, so there I am putting the tray on the coffee bar sideways, but we'll fix that in a minute. So here's what it looks like. It's huge. I mean, that's what the thing I was mentioning was. I decided I could pay $20 for this, and not that you have to justify any purchase, but I justify it to myself. I was thinking that if I had to use my giant cake pans that I have from Wilton, they were each like $15. So it was like, there's no way that this would be that inexpensive to make it. Plus the center support with the handle. I'm sorry the handle is a little bit off frame right now, but you'll see it in a few minutes. But you just want to make sure you wipe everything down. I'm wiping down all the things that I might put in there just in case. I've just taken this cute little Gather buffalo check towel or gingham towel in the black and white shades, and my friend Steven just gave that to me. Hi Steven, thank you for my towels. These are the Rae Dunn Harvest and Gather mugs that I got from TJ Maxx that I hauled. They were $13 for 2. Now I'm just trying all the different arrangements, like, will the jars look cute, will the pumpkins look cute, which cups look cute. So basically play with whatever you have on hand. That's the thing though, is like I when I showed stuff like this, it's really just about inspiration, because you don't have all the exact same stuff that I do. I mean, you might. There is that happenstance that could happen, but there's a good chance that most of you don't have all the exact same stuff. So just to give you an idea, I put a towel down there, which we're probably going to rearrange in a second. This is a Dollar Tree stand-up picture frame that I have the instructions to my Keurig for company. If I ever have company that wakes up really early and wants to make themselves a cup of coffee, then they can go ahead and help themselves. That's why I keep so much stuff on my Keurig. Not on my Keurig, excuse me, on my coffee bar, because you never know when you're going to have guests and what they're going to be interested in or what they're going to like to drink or eat. So it's just nice to keep a little stash of a little bit of something extra in everywhere you can stash. Okay, so I decided to put in these cute little plaid coffee mugs that I got at Hobby Lobby. Do you guys remember how excited I was when I saw them? Oh my gosh, so excited. I'm gonna just stick all these little white pumpkins wherever. I think you can, oh, you can't even see the handle now. Oh, sad. But the handle is basically, you can see the U-shaped part of the handle, but then it's got like a wooden piece that goes across the top, but you'll see it in a bit. You want to create levels. You want to, mostly I want to keep this black and white. I'm just going to throw in a tiny bit of neutral colors like this wood frame and a couple of little green leaves, but mostly it's going to be black and white. I decided to take my directions and add them to one of these cute little galvanized wooden picture frame clipboard thingies. And now just play with it. I like balance. I like to have a little height in the top. I like to have a little mix of textures and patterns with a splash of color and different variety. You know what I mean. Now, if you're not big into the whole black and white thing, obviously, you can go with more traditional autumn colors. The Dollar Tree has really cute coffee mugs this year. Dollar General as well. You can stick some of the really nice orange pumpkins. We also painted some of those really, really pale green and light blue pumpkins this year, just to give you an idea of what you can do. But I think the big takeaway is use what you have. That's my big takeaway. The combination of signs, cups, things that you could use in your actual coffee bar really is what makes this useful and utilitarian, but also pretty. You want to keep it decorative with all of your little accents. If you're creating this for any other holiday, you go ahead and change the greenery out. But you guys know that I like to have things that are for multi occasions. I am one of the people that decorate for Halloween. I actually love it. So this is my beautiful black pumpkin that says, "I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good," that I got from my new best friend Sarah Jane from Chic on the Cheap. She is just the sweetest thing ever. And I'm going to put a little riser under it. So what I'm using for a riser under this pumpkin is just a top of a mason jar. They're the mason jar candles that I got from the Dollar Tree. Of course, depending on how big of a riser you need, you just want to find something that's the appropriate height to elevate it to the place that you want. We tried out a couple of different risers that were just too tall, but you could always add them to the top to give your top level a little height as well. I really am digging the cute little books that everybody's got this year, as well as cute little signs. I actually have a little sign I'm going to add to it with the more traditional colors in it. But I just thought that was super cute just to leave this black and white for you guys. I've added a couple of cotton stems that don't have stems, cotton blossoms to the cup as well as to the tray. I added that giant white sunflower that I got from Walmart with the black center in one of the cups, and I added just a couple of little leaves here and there, just some pumpkin leaves that came off a pumpkin stem from the Dollar Tree. And here it is, just going to slide it into place. And just now is about when I realized that I forgot to put all the stuff in the tray sideways. Oh, wait. Not until I put the coffee tree there. Because the cup tree is what I use for my everyday cups. And it actually stretched out to where my paper towel holder goes, which defeated the whole purpose of getting a new tray, guys. But work with what you got, arrange it so it fits. You don't want it to be cluttered and clustered, but you want to be able to have it utilitarian and work for you. And one thing I will remind you that I often have to remind my husband is that it's not glued to the table or the counter. And just because I have it this way today, it does not mean I will rearrange it tomorrow. When I do any kind of organizing decor, so this is a decor that's like an organizing decor, it has to work for our system. Like it has to work for the way we make coffee. And if it doesn't, I'll just have to rearrange it so that it will work. So after just living with it for an hour or two or a day, whenever I did this video, I realized that I'm going to probably switch my tree cup with the 2-tier tray. the 2-tier tray that I put over by my paper towels a little bit further, because that tree cup has my everyday coffee mugs, the ones that I use on a regular basis. And yes, I have a little bit of a problem with the coffee mug purchases. I love to collect them. I just feel like it invites people to I just want to have people to come over and sit down and have coffee and just chat. And just having a lot of coffee mugs makes me feel like that could be a possibility someday. Now, as you can see there, I was rearranging. I first wanted the orange pumpkins, then I was like, no, not the orange ones. Pumpkin cups, we'll put them up on the thing. So, go with it, go with your flow, and do what works best for you and your life and your family. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial video, walkthrough help video. I don't know what I'm saying. And if you do, give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share with friends and family, anybody you know who wants to learn how to make a coffee bar this way. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. And when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.